when I announced on June 16th, there were 17 people. I hadn't registered. I hadn't been put in polls, so I didn't know what was going to happen. And in Iowa, they said, don't go to Iowa. You don't play in Iowa. Me. And I said, why? I know people in Iowa. They're great people. They said, no, no, it's not going to work. If you go there, it's not going to work. So I said, I have to do it. I want to go there. And I went there, and I think we did really well.
And welcome back to Hannity. So after a strong second-place finish in Iowa, Donald Trump is now focusing his attention on New Hampshire, where he's leading by a wide margin in the polls. And joining us now, the man himself, 2016 Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump. Mr. Trump, good to see you.
Hi, Sean.
All right, let me start with this. You said something last night. I thought you gave a very gracious speech last night. But you said something that really struck me, and that was all the political advisors, consultants, and I guess people that were trying to offer you help and advice, they all said don't go to Iowa. What was that all about?
Well, they all said don't go to Iowa, wouldn't be right for you, wouldn't probably play too well in Iowa. And I know people in Iowa. I love the people. They're incredible people. And I know a lot of them, actually. I've had friends that came from Iowa. And I said, no, I think I'd do well there. And they all said, no, don't do it. Political people, you know, pundits and people like this show that know nothing. And I said, you know what, I want to do it anyway. And I started off in, like, last place, and within a couple of months, I was in first place, or almost first place at least, and we ended up in second place, and I'm really glad that I did it. Some people thought the debate, you know, not doing the debate might have been a positive, you know, a positive for perhaps my opponents, but actually, I raised, as you know, $6 million for the vets by not doing the debate, so I'm really happy about that. I mean, that to me was very important.
And you said that at your press conference tonight. And we're not relitigating the Fox issue, but everything now is good with Fox from your end. I heard you the other night say so. So you're moving forward.
That's true. That's true.
And in New Hampshire, you've got, let's see, Boston Herald 38%, CNN 30%. You got the Suffolk poll 27%, NBC News, Wall Street Journal 31%. A much bigger lead than you ever had in Iowa. Tell us about your strategy moving forward.
Well, I never had much of a lead in Iowa, and I guess, you know, the problem was, and it's sort of an interesting situation, I had there was a poll that came out where I had a small lead, and then when I came in second, everybody, and of course I spent very little money there, whereas, as you know, Ted Cruz spent a lot of money there, and so did just about everybody else. But what happened is, you know, if you just take a look at the overall picture, here I'm doing so well. It's a very natural fit. I've known the people for years. I've been up in New Hampshire for years. I love the place. And I think I'm going to do great here. I think I would have done probably a little bit better in Iowa had I not, you know, gone out and wanted to do that event for the vets. But, you know, I'm very happy with second place finish in Iowa.
You know, when you got into this race, I remember interviewing you, and you were very clear. And I even went back and looked up that you're fed up with career politicians. They talk and talk, make promise after promise.
Right.
And that,
all
you know,
talk,
from
no
your
action.
perspective,
right.
And they're making a total mess out of everything. And that was what drove you into this race. Are you more resolved now that you've been through this process to this point?
Well, what drove me in was incompetent leadership at the top. I mean, we've made so many bad decisions, whether it's the Iran deal where we give them $150 billion. We get nothing for it, absolutely nothing. It's going to lead to nuclear proliferation. And, you know, there's just nothing that we do well. The borders are a disaster. The military, we don't win anymore. We don't win anymore in our country, Sean. We don't win anymore. We used to win. We don't win anymore. We don't win with trade. We don't win with war. We can't even beat ISIS. And we're going to win. If I win, I will tell you, if I win, we all win, because we are going to win.
Let me go to last night's results one more time and ask you this question. If you add up your vote and Ted Cruz's vote and Ben Carson's vote, you're talking about over 60% of Iowa Republicans saying they're fed up, which kind of is in sync with polls that show that Republicans feel betrayed by their own party. By the way, I'm a registered conservative, but I feel that way. I feel they have let us down and been weak and feckless and incapable of fighting Obama. How will that change?
Well, people are angry, and I see it, and I have tremendous crowds. I'm in New Hampshire now, and, you know, I had 5,000 people just a few minutes ago, and I literally just got off the stage. Incredible people. But they're really angry. They're not angry people, but they're angry at what's going on right now. And believe me, if I win, they won't be angry for long, because we'll straighten things out. And we'll straighten them out fast, and we'll straighten them out also with heart. I mean, we're going to do it with heart. because we have people that can't take care of themselves. We have to help people, but we have to become a strong country again. We're not a strong country now. We're a country, and you know better than maybe anybody, we're a country that's scoffed at and laughed at all over the world. We do for everyone else. They don't do anything for us. We protect these countries. They give us nothing. So we have to change it around, Sean, and we will.
You know, I was watching your speech, and it was actually pretty humorous tonight, because at one point you pointed out, hey, I came in second place, but you would think, oh, the third place guy came in first place, the way the media is spinning it, and then the media got booed by the crowd, which I thought was amusing. And I think there's some truth to that. Do you suspect now, because you're so hated by the establishment and Ted Cruz is hated by the establishment, do you expect them to coalesce now behind Marco Rubio, and that's going to be the establishment push?
I really don't know. I mean, I think I'll do the best job by far. I'll be able to bring back our jobs from China, from Japan, from Mexico. Nobody can do that like I can. And I'll be far better on the border than anybody else. I'll build the wall. I know how to build it. I know how to get it done fast and beautiful and good. I mean, they're not going to be able to do what I can do. That's what I do. I built this incredible company, and that's what I do. And we are going to make America great again. I mean, it's my theme. The whole theme is make America great again. And we have to do it. We can't let Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders become president, because you'll never bring the country back. It'll go into an abyss. It'll be too far. So, you know, I do talk, though, about that, because it was very interesting. I did well in Iowa. I came in second, and I spent less than just about anybody else, and we have to be given a little credit for that, because, frankly, everyone told me I couldn't do well there because of whatever it is. I don't even know. You'll have to ask them. But I came in second, and people said, oh, that was a disappointing evening for Donald Trump. But Marco Rubio, good guy, by the way, came in third. And they're saying he had this unbelievable evening. And by the way, I came in second by a lot of votes, like over 2,000 votes. That's a lot of votes, you know, for a basically small base. The other thing we did, we brought in 50 or 60,000 more voters than have ever voted in a Republican caucus in Iowa. I mean, nobody's ever done that before. So I was over 2,000 votes more, which is a lot. And everybody said that it was his evening. He was the winner. I mean, they actually called him the winner. Well, he came in third. I came in second. And you know the other thing, he's a professional politician. I never did this before. So I come in second, spend the least money, and I had, I didn't do as well. He comes in third. Not that close, by the way. You know, they said, oh, he came right behind Trump. Not that close. He came in third, and they're talking about he's the winner of the evening. Give me a break, Sean.
The polls in Iowa have been wrong in 2000, 2004, 2008, 2012, and now 2016. They're notoriously bad. So my next question is, here's Hillary Clinton. And really, if she didn't get the coin flip 6 times, she loses to Bernie Sanders. What do you make of her terrible performance?
Well, I tell you what I make of it. I want to find out where that coin comes from, because I want it, okay? She won 6 or something. I think she won 6 in a row.
6.
I think Bernie Sanders better check that coin, because maybe it's got a double head. But it is sort of ridiculous. Well, you know, one thing I will say, though, it's the caucus system in Iowa, which is fine. It's a different system. But it is a very complex system. And for tabulating votes and for, going through a whole process, it makes it certainly much more difficult. But it is a different system as to why, as per your question, it's quite a bit different. I must say, I think that the good old simple system where you walk in and you cast your vote, like we have as an example in New Hampshire, I think it's better. Simpler, better, more direct. But the caucus system, it does serve a purpose, and I understand it very well.
I know you got to go. Will you improve your ground game? Some people thought there could be improvement there. We have about 30 seconds.
Well, we didn't spend much money on the ground game, and I would agree. We didn't have much of a ground game because I didn't think I was going to be winning and, et cetera, et cetera. That's why I'm so honored to have come in second. Most people said I wouldn't be in the top 10 originally when I started in Iowa. And, yeah, in retrospect, we could have done much better with the ground game, yes.
All right, Mr. Trump, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking time, and we'll see you in New Hampshire this week, later, hopefully. Thank you for being with us.